All right. I normally would do a video like this when we reach a big milestone. I could have done one at 125,000, but we didn't have things really ironed out yet. So now that we're in the process of having almost everything paid for, I had already posted on the community portion of this page. I believe I already posted about it. I know I posted about it on Facebook. We'll be returning to Las Vegas, the city of Vegas, March 15th, right through till the 20th. So we'll be there for St. Patrick's Day, which should be fun. January 25th through 31st, we will be in Anaheim. So you're like, oh, he's just going to Vegas. All he's doing is going to Vegas. No, we're going to take the kids to Disneyland, and I'm hoping to catch a game while I'm there. Yvonne and I are talking about going to a game. There's a game between Anaheim and Arizona that I'd be very interested in. It would be very strange to be in a crowd, and kind of be just enjoying hockey and not really having an emotionally invested feeling about who's going to win or who's going to lose. That being said, I would definitely wear Ducks gear to that game because I'm not crazy. Although, while I'm in Vegas, if I had a chance to see a game involving them in Dallas, I would probably wear Dallas gear, and I'm going to apologize straight up front. And I'll wait till ticket prices come down a bit off where they are in the resale market right now for Vegas. It's just stupid. It's just crazy. So yeah, that's the plan. And of course, Vancouver, right near where I live, we'll be going to. There's 5 different games we're going to, including the one this Sunday against New Jersey, and then the following Thursday, there's a game between Dallas and Vancouver I'm going to as well, which means that reviews will be affected, of course, by me being at games. The Sunday one, nice enough for me, is at 1 o'clock my time, so I won't have a problem getting reviews done on time, and I'll have some fun with that. It'll still be relatively light out after. We gained an hour, so the sun goes down an hour earlier, so that's fine. But yeah, those are the upcoming trips. Now, I put all 31 logos on the board. So we live in Vancouver. I know fans of the channel across the rest of Canada would ask, well, when are you going to do trips elsewhere? Traveling across Canada is really expensive. The nice thing about Vegas is that your trip is subsidized in the U.S. So when we fly out of Seattle, it's definitely subsidized because if you fly to Vancouver, for some reason the price goes up a ton. Probably the whole subsidy thing, right? And flying into Disneyland, again, that's a subsidized flight where they know you're going to spend money while you're there, so your flight's going to be cheaper. It is remarkably cheaper to do these than almost anywhere else. Now, I intend to, at some point in time, see the arenas in all 31 cities. I don't have time, resources, and money to make it happen. We're not doing a road trip with 3 kids, because if we did a road trip of North America with 3 kids, we would come back with fewer than 3 kids. And I don't think I need a drinking problem. I don't know how families do cross-country, cross anything trips. I think, if everybody gets along in your family, awesome. But if the idea of being locked in a vehicle for days at a time with your family makes you think, oh, somebody's not going to come out of this alive, it's not advisable. So we're going to be flying to Anaheim, flying into Vegas. We're already discussing how we're going to do meetups and whatnot for both trips. There is a plan to do meetups for both, so before people ask. Of the cities that are on this list, I would love to go to Toronto and catch a game. I would love to go to Montreal and catch a game. Now, the funny thing is, I know Montreal fans look and go, well, he's a Boston fan, he wouldn't want to go to Montreal. I would love to go to Montreal. Being in the province of Quebec, it would feel like being in a whole other country, kind of, sort of. And just that feeling in Montreal, and I know it's not the old Montreal Forum, I know, but it would still be pretty awesome to be in an arena and to see all the pennants and everything, and just that feeling of being in there. And that would be great. Alberta would be a fun trip if we were able to do Calgary and Edmonton. It's more of a, if it was the summer, you could kind of do that where, like, if Yvonne and I had a road trip, we could kind of drive, you drive through Banff. Banff is absolutely gorgeous, to Calgary, and then you can drive north to Edmonton from there, and then you could go through Jasper on the way back, but then you're in northern BC, and that's kind of a nightmare to get through. I guess you could go through Banff again on the way back. Anyways, it's a bit trickier with the whole Alberta thing. But again, I would love to see all of the arenas everywhere. Now, Dallas is the next cheap option. So you can take Spirit Air. Spirit's the cheapest airline. I know Spirit has bad ratings. Most of their bad ratings are to do with the fact that they're a cheap airline. So people are like, what do you mean I don't get free peanuts and free bottled water? You're paying $35 to fly across the country. You don't think they're going to tell you got to pay for your own water? I honestly, it's not a big deal to me. I'm well aware it's just no frills when I'm getting on the plane because it's a giant yellow plane. It lets you know in every way, shape, and form that yellow is the color of no name brand. So that's the way that works. And they've always been nice to me. I have never had a problem with Spirit. We've flown with them 6 times. So 3 down, 3 back. We're using Spirit again to go to Vegas. Or no, the Spirit airline flight was too expensive, so we're flying Alaska to get into Vegas this time because Alaska was much cheaper. Not sure why. I guess spring break Spirit Airlines puts the price up because when I looked at the next possible window for another trip, which would be August, again because there's kids and it's an ability to go, okay, we're going to take a vacation with the kids, or we're going to take a vacation on our own. So Yvonne and I find it's important to do vacations on our own. It's something I learned is that I was with somebody for 15 years. We never once took a real trip. We took a bus trip to Edmonton to see Rammstein. It's as close as we got, and it was a day and a half. So yeah, and then so you're on, and we took the Greyhound. So you're on the Greyhound for 18 hours. You're in Edmonton for a day and a half, and then you're on the Greyhound coming home. It didn't really feel much like a vacation. So this time around I'm learning, and it is important to have that time, and so we're doing the trip, and then in August it's very likely going to end up being Vegas again, because as much as I would love to go east, flights to almost anywhere else end up being really expensive. Dallas is pretty good. Flights to Florida are pretty cheap too. Again, you're looking for likely discount airlines, as long as they've got good safety record, which is not really a problem in the U.S. or Canada for the most part. And just finding one too that's reliable, like on time. On time is important. So, for instance, I'll see people saying, "Well, flying to Vegas, you could use Allegiant." Allegiant is notorious for being late and for being delayed, and just in general. So, that's why we fly out of Seattle on Spirit, and in this case, we're flying out of Seattle on Alaska. And the Alaska flight out of Vancouver, which is the exact same flight. It goes from Vancouver to Seattle to connect. And it was an extra like $200-300 for each of us. And I'm like, wait, what? No, no, that's too much. That's ridiculous. But again, you're out of the land of subsidies. So that's the plan. And thank you guys so much for supporting the channel and helping it reach this point. So if you're able to be in either location and do the meetup thing, look for news on that here once we finalize where we're going to do things, when we're going to do them, that kind of thing. The nice thing about March in Vegas is the temperature average for that time of year in Vegas is around our early summer. So it's like 22 to 25, 26 degrees Celsius, which is nice. And I if we do meetups, I'd like to find a way to do one outside. The tricky bit has been we've done the floor hockey when we're in Vegas, which has been great, because the facility has a bunch of sticks. I'm not going to be able to get my hockey sticks through TSA. That's just not going to happen. And for us to pay to get the sticks onto a plane in a check bag no, that's just a giant no. So the only trick would be if we did something outside would be having all the equipment, having nets and all that stuff. I don't think we'd have a problem finding a place to have it. There are a lot of places in Vegas where you could have that kind of thing, and I think it would be fun. Obviously not on the Strip, but most of the people that come out to meetups like that don't hang out on the Strip very much anyways. Locals don't really go to the Strip. That's more for Gomers like me that are in town very briefly. So yeah, that's the plan. So for fans of the channel from all the other locations, I would love to do it. It just comes down to cost. Even the cost of these trips had me kind of gulping really heavily and going, all right, here we go. Nobody gets sick. Everything's got to be good. We're going to do this. So that's the plan. Fingers crossed that the plan works out and that I get to see a game in both. It would be great to see a game while we're in Anaheim, and it would be great to see a game while we're in Vegas. and the trips are planned such that it will disrupt the watching of hockey games in some situations, but in general, I will continue to provide you guys with the same content. Now, for people wondering, I don't bring my boards when I go on holidays, but I'm toying with the idea, especially with Las Vegas, because I keep going back there, of actually taking a couple of, like, ordering a couple of boards to have shipped to somebody that I know in Las Vegas. And I have a lot of friends now in Las Vegas that I could say, hey, can I use your address to ship a couple of whiteboards there, and then just have them at the hotel. The magnets aren't a problem, other than TSA flagging the magnets, because if their sensors go off and they're like, what's with the magnets? And you got to explain what you do, and people just look at you like, oh, okay, it's weird. And I agree, but yeah, that's the idea. And then for Anaheim, I have no idea. I have no clue yet what we're gonna do, but that's the plan. I had the idea that if we went to Anaheim, maybe we'd try a game in LA as well. But just the logistics of it could possibly work, but you're on vacation in part to try to avoid stress, and on that one we'd have the kids with us, so the stress would already be there, and trying to get to a game in Los Angeles might be a little bit more tricky, but we'll see. We've still got a ways out to plan. It's currently November 4th, so we've got 2.5 months approximately till that, and about 4 months till that one. So it's gonna be fun. I am forcing myself this year, as I've said, I'm going to 6 different Canucks games, in part because I'm forcing myself out of the video thing that I usually do during the regular season, and then at the end of the regular season, I am exhausted. So I'm forcing myself to take breaks here and there, do things a little different, and this also gives me a chance to meet subscribers. In the case with Las Vegas, to meet up with people that I've met before, for the most part, and get a chance to catch some hockey in another location. I'm honestly kind of nerdily excited about the idea of sitting in Anaheim to watch a game where I'm just enjoying the hockey, and I'm kind of like, okay, I don't care who wins and loses. This is fun. Unlike when I go to games in Vancouver, where usually there's an emotional, please don't blow this kind of feeling to it. In Anaheim, it would just be fun to watch hockey. So it's still in the planning stages on some level. I have the dates for you guys, and I did want to thank everybody for helping the channel reach this point. And again, to apologize to fans in the locations here. It would be great to do an East Coast swing. It's just when I start researching the costs and the logistics and all that, I'm like, oh, that is just so much. I don't have that. I don't have like a partnership with an airline where they go, hey, we'll fly you around. You have to ride in baggage, but we'll fly you around. You're not getting a seat for free. We've got a big doggy carrier. You'll fit in it. Don't worry about it. You'll have a bowl. So yeah, I don't have any kind of a setup that's like that. I'm not making like Jacqueline Hill, Jake Paul kind of money. So you work within your means. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And thank you guys so much for all your support. And I'm wearing Buffalo because, honestly, that's one location that I look at and I say would be great to go to a game in Buffalo. Be great to go to a game, Boston, Buffalo. It would be great to do like an original 6 trip. It would be great to do like a 1967 expansion trip where you start on the East Coast and work your way across. And if I was in my 20s and I didn't have all the, everyday stuff to deal with, sure. But I do. There are a lot of things that are, in my daily to-do list that have to get done. So thank you guys so much for understanding and for all your support. And I look forward to meeting people at these meetups when I get the chance. And again, I'll be at the Sunday game in Vancouver against New Jersey. And here's hoping for a good one there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. I will talk to you again soon.